So let's get this road on the show. Got no viewers, but I don't care. Anyways, that's enough of that. So, some ramblings, ruminations and such. How can I explain this? And I do apologize if I'm flogging a dead horse. Okay. I met this gentleman today. His name is Pixeli Presupono. Pixeli. I live on this little island, and there's a lot of drifters that come through here, and I met him at the coffee shop, and a lot of people with interesting ideas. And this particular gentleman was telling me about what he thought reality was all about. Interesting idea. What he believed, and what he thought that some of the theoretical science, physics supports is that this reality we live in, the universe, the whole universe, in fact, is high definition, uber, high definition simulation of computer simulation that is actually in a quantum computer in the year 2600 in a reality that's virtually the same as this one, but it is actual reality, and we are but in a computer simulation. And the reality we find ourselves in, and with the physics that we've used to describe, that we've created, invented to describe what we find ourselves in, is in fact true of actual reality as well. The age, the universe, a lot of the physics, how it came about. Of course, they know far more in the year 2600, I believe it was. They know far more, of course, there and then. So what he proposes and what he believes is that when we die, all the algorithms, all the digital, all the information that makes up our experiences, everything else, does go on to another place. Now, it's just like a digital thing. Now, what happens is, for those who have been able to look beyond, at every step of the way, look beyond the more supernatural or common sense explanations for phenomena. Those who've been able to, at every step of the way, such as going from geocentrism to heliocentrism and stuff like this, and germ theory, going from like spontaneous generation to germ theory, stuff like these people, when they died, their actual experience, their soul themselves, their I, was actually downloaded in the year 2600 to an actual person And because they were able to have a mind that was able to wrap around the more naturalistic explanations for what we find in the universe, they went on to live on in actual real reality. Now, what happened with the people who clung to their whatever it was, supernatural explanation, whatever it was, dogmatically clung to these things? Those people did their experience, the digital algorithms and everything that made up their experience was also went on, but it went on to the heaven that they believed was going to happen, or the hell that they believed was going to happen. So they do live on, but that's what happens to them. So I thought this was an interesting idea that this guy proposed, because it reminded me a lot of presuppositionalism, presuppositional apologetics. And I apologize, like I said, for bringing this up, flogging a dead horse. But it reminded me of that, because that is what the presuppositional stance is, essentially. I hear sirens in the background. I'm sorry. This is nothing to do with what I'm talking about. There's sirens in the background, and that's very unusual on my little island. Well, this little island's not mine. Anyways, back. Wait a minute. Where was I? Presuppositionalism, yes. So this kind of reminds me of that, this guy's idea, because that is essentially what the presuppositionalist is saying. And instead of a digital simulation in a or high definition one in a computer, we're in the mind of this God. And those who propose, especially the young Earth creationists, do have a presuppositional foundation to a lot of what they say, although they don't understand it that much. But that's it. They believe that we live in a simulation that, according to the physics that we, like I said, I've come to describe, says that the universe is X billion years old, such and such, all this kind of stuff, right? But they believe that that's all fake. That's all wrong, and that's all fake, and the Earth is, well, the universe is actually 6,000 to 10,000 years old. So this is a computer simulation, or no, sorry, this is a simulation in the mind of God. That's like this. So those who accept this 6,000 to 10,000, or whatever it is, go on to live in heaven, and those who don't go on to live in hell. So it just reminded me of that. I guess, yeah, there's not much else to say. No viewers. What's up with the YouTube front here? I don't know. Is there anybody out there? Anybody see me? No, I guess not. But hopefully you understood the ramblings there, because I know that the presuppositionalists will always go, well, how do you know that? How do you know that? Well, I'm just using the same logic, the same thing that you say God is and provides and is based on. So I'm using those same things. Now, I don't have to acknowledge this God in order to use these things. Let me give you an example. A quick example. A combustion engine, a piston engine, a gasoline engine in a vehicle. I know how to run this. I don't have to know the inventor. I can take a course to learn how to take the thing apart and put it back together again. I don't even have to know who created this device in order to use it, in order to even take it apart and put it back together again, in order to fix one, if I took a course or learned how. So I don't even have to know. I looked it up because I didn't know, really. Etienne Lenoir, who kind of started the whole thing going, and then Nicholas Auguste Otto. Auguste, that's a great name. Otto, who combined with a Eugene Langen they would really invent the combustion engine. So I didn't know that. And I can even be, seriously, a deluded mental patient in a mental hospital, deluded to the point that I don't believe these people even existed, and still know how to drive a car, and still know how to take apart and put together the engine, the thing that they invented. So don't tell me that I don't, because I don't acknowledge your God, that I can't use what we all use. So I think that's it. Nobody around? That's fine. There'll be no stinking viewers anyways. Stinking viewers. Overrated. Well, I'm gonna say 99, folks. Salut.